To Andrew, Russ, and to Q, I want to say thank you very much for all of the investment and time that you all have placed into this course in teaching a number of us what it is like to teach online. I really very much value and appreciate all of the work and energy that all of you have put into this. Andrew, I feel like when I look back at the beginning of this course and the videos that you sent out and the information that you sent out and the excitement and energy that you communicated, that was huge in terms of helping me to get excited about this course. And Russ, your faithfulness, your timely feedback, your timely engagement into the discussion board posts, all of that was very encouraging to me, and also provided some good points of learning and growth for me as well. And Q, of course, it's always great to get to know or get to engage with you a little bit more again, and to interact with you in this venue. So that was very fun to get reconnected to you here in this venue. So basically what I want to do right now is complete the final project as instructed, and to really reflect back on my experience in this course, and to look specifically at how my view of the online instructor has grown and changed through this course. I also intend to just really highlight one of the key, just my thoughts and my takeaways on the key text that was provided for this course, and then also finally to just discuss how my view of the online classroom has changed as well. So let's get into it. First of all, as I look back on how my view of the online instructor has grown and changed through the course materials, through the discussion boards, I've really come to see the online instructor as the key role as being a facilitator. Not necessarily an expert. Of course, we do bring our expertise into it, but not primarily being the expert teaching information or disseminating information, but really a facilitator, getting students engaged and involved in the content and in the material, and engaged and involved with each other. Looking back at some of the sources that you all provided through the article, What Best Online Teachers Do, just seeing even in there the concepts of fostering student engagement and getting students engaged with the material and the content, and stimulating intellectual development amongst the different students within the course room, and particularly building rapport with students. All of that highlighted to me the key central core role and task of an online instructor as being a facilitator. Managing an online course for the video provided by Indiana University was a very memorable video for me. I really enjoyed that video, and just the professor speaking into that and speaking as he would in a lecture about strategically structuring discussion board protocol to help facilitate, once again that word facilitate, online engagement of students. One creative example that I took from that was the assigning students different roles each week, potentially one student being the optimist, one student being the devil's advocate, one student being an observer who wraps up the conversation, one student who is the initiator. But just kind of in that sense facilitating the online discussion board as being one of those key tasks of facilitation. I appreciated the advice that professor from Indiana University gave on the need for leading out but not being overbearing. So not being too involved in the discussion board posts, but in using good timing, entering into the conversation to show your presence, but also to then allow for the students to develop understanding and learning and critical thinking, and then weaving in the content of the course into the posts and helping to sum up and reflect on what has been written as it pertains to the content that is provided through articles, through the readings of the course. And also facilitating feedback, seeing that specifically, that feedback needing to be timely and specific and actionable and respectful. I really appreciated the discussion board activity of reflecting back on a time when we had received very positive feedback from an instructor. That was an activity that you all gave to me that helped really engage in the material from the reading there. And just kind of just learning through that activity. And so one of the key takeaways as I look back on how my view of an online instructor has changed, it's really shown to me the central core task of an online instructor is facilitating and engaging and eliciting involvement from the students and helping them to learn from each other and helping them to get connected. I do want to say a very high praise for the Lehman, now let me see if I can say this correctly, Consequio book, The Creating a Sense of Presence Online. I really appreciated that text as a way of just setting a tone for this course. It showed to me the importance of the initial texts and readings within the course as potentially setting a tone for the learning environment. But the whole concept of creating a presence online was one that challenged me. The result of creating a presence, even the definition that they provided, creating a sense of presence. A sense of presence is the result of the dynamic interplay of thought, emotion, and behavior. And the whole idea of how the creating a sense of presence causes the medium to fade to the background so that people are not aware as much of the video or of the online environment as they are of the other people on the other side of that. And so that challenged me, and I really am looking forward to actually not just incorporating that into my online teaching, but also to incorporating that into this upcoming year with my own engagement with my RAs on campus and using technology and media as a way to provide a presence to them. This course has caused me to even think through how I can develop potentially a weekly, but at least a monthly kind of email. I wouldn't call it newsletter, but just some type of communication that is consistent, that looks very similar from communication to communication, using pictures, using images, and then using also my own thoughts and communicating information that needs to be communicated. By providing that to my RAs through the online environment, that is one way that I can increase my sense of presence in their experience as an RA. And so I really appreciated that book. And the book, along with this course, helped me to develop my whole perspective and concept of the online classroom. It definitely has changed through this course. I'm not someone who by any means had condescendingly looked down upon the online class environment, but not having as much experience with that, I've seen the value of it even more through this course. First of all, in just understanding the changing demographics specifically named by Nada Deba in her article, The Online Learner. Her highlighting the fact that the online learner is becoming more and more into the demographic of the traditional college student, and potentially seeing the online environment growing more as students seek to get some of their education first online, potentially to reduce some of their costs. Within higher education, we are living within an incredibly changing context, and it's hard to know what education will look like even 5 years down the road, but I can imagine the online venue becoming a venue that only increases over time. And so the prolific growth of the online environment is one thing that I've become more tuned to. But also I've just appreciated just the highly intentional nature of the online environment, the need for both the instructor and for students to be very intentionally engaging in both the content and also in with each other, engaging with each other online and getting to know each other online. And I've also really appreciated the concept that I saw woven throughout the readings of the online environment being a place where some learning styles that do not thrive in the brick and mortar face-to-face classroom can actually thrive more, such as the introverted learner or the learner who tends to fade to the background and just observe. This provides a venue where each and every student has to be intentional in order to learn and in order to perform well in the classroom. And so those are just some of my own insights that I've taken away from this course. I'm really looking forward to the opportunity of teaching online, and looking forward to that opportunity of growing in my skills. I know I have a lot to learn. There's a number of fears that I can have doing this for the first time, but I do feel that you guys have really set me up well to succeed. And so I remember Jill Briscoe saying in a lecture that she gave in a conference this summer that Moody hosted, she said, "Courage isn't the absence of fear, but it's moving forward while frightened." And even though I may not be fully in the know on everything and how this will play out and how I will teach throughout an entire course, and even though there may be some a little trepidation and fear moving into the first course that I teach, moving forward while being frightened is a good thing, and I feel like that is the next step for me. So thank you very much for your teaching of this class, and I look forward to connecting with you and staying connected with you as we move into the future. I hope you all are doing well as you see this video, and I pray God's blessing and peace upon you all. Thank you very much.